Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Look how sad it is in the background. It used to be manga here. It's because we are moving, so it's nothing here. I'm saying we. My friend is moving, but I'm here at my friend's house, so you get the point. Welcome to a new video. Today I am filming a book review and I am reviewing The Tangleroot Palace by Marjorie Liu. You've probably heard this name before. She has written many other novels. Among them, she has also written Monstrous, the graphic novel series where she is the writer, and it's really like popular and stuff, so I assume more people have heard about it. But she has written many other novels and stuff, but that is the other thing I have read by her. And this one is a short story collection. It is 7 short stories and they have all been released before in other collections, so it's not like new stuff. She did say she did edit some of them a lot, so like I don't know how different they are from like when they were originally published. It's short stories but with Marjorie's beautiful and wonderful writing, and she writes really well. I don't know like how to give a synopsis of like 7 short stories, so I'm gonna read like the thing from like the synopsis itself of Goodreads, because it says a bodyguard for a body-stealing princess discover her love for Rose, whose true soul emerges only once a week, an apprentice which seeks her freedom through betrayal, the bones of the innocent, and the meticulously plotted spell. In a world powered by crystal skulls, a warrior returns to save China from invasion by her jealous ex. A princess runs away from an arranged marriage, finding family in a strange troupe of traveling actors off the borders of the kingdom's deep dark woods. Concluding with a gorgeous full-length novella, Marjorie Liu's first short fiction collection is an unflinching sojourn, however you say that word, into her thorny tales of love, revenge, and new beginnings. There's really truly a lot of things going on, very different kinds of stories, even though it is a bit funny because I think it was either 3 or 4 of them after one another had like kind of a plot where it was this deep dark forest, and then if you went into this forest something was hidden in there. And she literally wrote like at the comment after like the last forest story was like, I just realized that this is like the 3rd forest story and I don't know what was going through my life at this point. But it's very interesting to see that I wrote so much surrounding forests, and it's also very interesting because the different stories she wrote for different collections, so in the end she writes like what the prompt was and what she did with it and like why she wrote exactly this story, and it's very interesting. I don't want to like tell you every single thing she wrote, first of all because I probably can't remember them all correctly, but also because it's funny to discover that for yourself when you're reading it. And it's also queer rep. There's different FM pairings at least in several of them. I don't remember exactly how many, at least 2 that I can think of, maybe 3, so that was also nice. I read this because it's an arc and I got it from that guy I forgot to say in the beginning of the video, and I'm reading in the Pride month and I was like, well, if it's not queer it's fine, but it was queer so it's okay. It fitted really well to read now. Anyway, the release date is 15th of June, so it's very soon, so then you can pick it up. And I also think it's interesting for Marjorie to like look back at her writing, since many of these came out like a few years ago. It says in the beginning which year it was, I just don't remember the years right now. They were all kind of in the same era, a lot of them, and it's really interesting I think for author to like reflect upon their own writing, and I just like that. And generally all the stories had like a really good atmosphere. I'm gonna see if I can remember my favorite one. I wrote them all down here. Okay, so I just looked at the different stories. I took a moment because I had to remember exactly what happened in each story. My favorite was definitely Briar and the Rose, which is the first one I talked about in the synopsis, where like there's a girl sleeping inside a witch's body and it's an F of romance, and I thought it was really adorable. I really feel that this is a one that could have been dried out like to a longer kind of novel, and I would be really invested in it, especially the end was kind of like really vague and rushed, so I would love to see like more of a real ending of it. So I would definitely like read a full novel with the same kind of plot because I really like that one. I was the most invested in that one. Really dark because like she's basically, you know, she doesn't have control of the body, and like she's basically being raped and stuff because like the witch uses her body to like do whatever she wants to because she's beautiful. And I just think like it's not like I like that, but I just thought that it was very like she wants to give up, but the woman who loves her, like the bodyguard, is like, we can fix this together. And I thought it was beautiful, and I just think like it would have made like a really good like longer standalone novel. I'm just saying. My least favorite was The Last Dignity of Man. That is like about a man who is like a billionaire, and then he's like really bored and he thinks he's Lex Luthor from like the DC comics. I actually for a moment thought he was actually Lex Luthor, but he just thinks he is. And it's like, it's a bit sad actually, because there's a lot about loneliness and stuff. I did get that, but I just generally like didn't like the story. I don't think we need to talk about every single story here, because I think that's a bit like meh. But I did find the years, and like the first one was published in 2009 and the last one in the story collection was published in 2016. It's all like kind of in the same years, and yeah, the first one also was really good though. It's like about the girls and dolls and kills people with dolls, and it's really cool. Overall, in short story collections in general, I think it's always like a balance between like some you will like and some you will like a bit less, but I think that all of these were really original and fun, even though they all had to do with like forests, not all but many of them. And I think that like they were really good stories. Like the writing is really good, they all had like different themes and plots and interesting parts about them. So this is definitely a really strong short story collection. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars and I really enjoyed it. I think like it had a lot of, for example, fairy tale-esque feeling, because Marjorie just writes really beautifully and it was really good. I would personally recommend it a lot, and if you have experience with the author's writing before, I think that this is a great pick. I also think it's a great pick if you're just in the mood for short stories, don't want to read too long things, because you know it wraps up all in like a really short amount of time. You need to invest for like a 1,000 page book. I, as I said, would recommend it. I feel like I should talk more about each individual story, but also I'm like, I think it's fine like this. Sorry if you can hear the cat eating. She decided to eat right at this moment. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will pick up this short story and this short story collection. And you will see me soon in a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.